right, so now you've brainstormed, you've thought about your why, you've determined that you want to take some action in your community, you've narrowed things down. You're not just talking about, I just want people to not go hungry, or I want to address homelessness. You've really narrowed it down to a specific community, specific types of actions that you could take, and you then become curious about what is already happening. I think a lot of times students make the mistake of assuming that because there is an issue in a community, that nothing's actually happening, that no one else is trying to work on it or address it. And that's a key mistake that a lot of people make. And then not-for-profits or community organizers end up really competing for really limited resources rather than finding ways to partner. So what we want you to do is identify a way to actually partner, really understand what's happening in the local context. If you've done your homework in this regard, people will also be impressed that you've done this. That will be obvious in your communication with them. That'll be obvious in the idea that you form. So the first thing you want to do is identify the geographic place that you want to be doing this work. And then you should do some research around community mapping. Sometimes it's called asset mapping. And again, in the workbook, there's a whole list of the kinds of things that you could do. It could just be a simple search for nonprofits in your area. Some Googling, some looking through some social media of organizations that are local can help you see what are the real challenges that the community is facing and who is working on them and how are they going about it. Are you identifying any gaps? Is there a way that what you brainstormed for your mind map, some of the ideas that you developed, do you see some people working on ideas that are similar or adjacent to what it is that you're hoping to do? Or is your idea completely new and really not something that's apparent in the community? When you're starting to get ready to approach a community organization or community partner with your idea, you should also, just because you can't find it in a search, doesn't mean it's not there. So approaching a community organization with curiosity, like I was thinking about doing this kind of thing and I couldn't identify this happening, I'm wondering if it is happening, is an important way to approach a community organization. It will also help you understand who is in the community, what organizations, what schools are in the community, and then you can read through what are their mission statements, how is it that they're doing this work, and maybe where you may fit into a kind of ecosystem that is already at work. Maybe you could be a connector from one community organization to another. So these are some key things to keep in mind when you're going through the community map.